Hello, everyone. In this section, we will review the economic evolution of our current society. And we will have two subsections to describe this phenomenon. 1.3 is the stages of economic activity, and 1.4 is about stages of economic development. And let's have a look at these two phenomena. First one, about the stages of economic activity. We can see this picture like a pyramid, and it looks like the Maslow's hierarchy of need theories. So let's look at this pyramid, and from the bottom up, the first part is primary activities. The basic activities, it relates to extractive, is extractive in nature, including agriculture, mining, fishing, and forestry. We see all these are basic activities of human being. And next, when we move up, we have secondary activities that relates mostly with goods producing. And specific examples are manufacturing and processing. And that's for the move up to the tertiary, that's the third degree, the third levels, it relates to domestic services such as restaurants, hotels, laundry, and maintenance. And let's move on. Again, we have quaternary, that's the fifth stages, fifth level of the economic activities. That's majorly with trade and commerce. And specific examples include transportation, communications, retailing, finance, and government. And the upper part, we have quinary, the fifth levels is the highest level, and with the nature of extending human potential, that's for the benefit of humans' well-being. So we want to extend the human potential. Specific examples include health, education, research, arts, and recreations. So we see the stages of economic activities. And also let's have a look at the trends in US employment by sector. Here we divided the economic activity into three major sectors, including agriculture, goods, and services. And from this picture, we can see from the year 18,000 to the year 2050, for 1800 years, for the beginning of the time horizon, the first part, the emphasis is on the agriculture, and agriculture is valued from harvesting nature, So most economic activities has something to do with agriculture. So agriculture is the dominant economic activities. And next, we move on to the middle stage, we have goods stage. And in this stage, value are most created from making a product. We create value by making a product. So that's the major activities are focused on the production of goods or products. And finally, we are in the services stage. Actually, we are in service economy. So indeed, major features of this stage include value from enhancing the capabilities and the interaction among people. So that's the major purpose of the service economy. we want to create value from enhancing the capabilities and interactions among people. We can refer to the stages of economic activities. It relates to culinary, the highest part of economic activities. So we want to extend human potential through health, education, research, arts, and recreation. So in service, we want to create value from enhancing the capabilities and the interactions among people. And next part, let's look at the stages of economic development as compared to economic activities. Let's look at the development trend. And in this viewpoint, we can divide the society into three major stages. That's pre-industrial stage, and the industrial stage, and the post-industrial stage, and look at the major features of these different stages. And first, for the pre-industrial society, the major gain is for against nature. We want to against nature to make most from the nature for people. And in this stage, predominant activity are agriculture or mining that related to the first stage of economic activities. And the way we use of human labor are majorly for low muscle power. So the basic part, basic strength of people. And for the unit of social life, we had extended household. We extended household as unit of social life. Since extended household, they had to work together to make things for their living, to support their lives. Okay. And for the standard of living measures, how to measure the standard of living status or living quality, the major part is for the subsistence. Subsistence means object or possessions you own, so subsistence. And next, for the major structure of economic activities is routine, traditional, and authoritative in nature. Routine, traditional, and authoritative. And major technology applied in this stage are simple hand and tools. So simple hand by your raw power and the basic tools and so on. And after the pre-industrial stage, we have industrial stage. And the gain of this stage is against fabricated nature. Against fabricated nature, that means the nature which had handmade in nature. So we have some control of the nature, so it's fabricated nature. And predominant activity are goods production. Good production. We create a value by producing goods. And use of human labor are majorly machine tending. We, in the industrial stage, we majorly use machine to create value for us. And unit of social life is individual. And standard of living measure is quality of goods. Since in industrial stage, we emphasize the production of goods. So the standard of living measure is good quantity of goods. Quantity means the more, the better. The more quantity, the more goods you produce, you create more value for yourself. And the structure of this stage is majorly bureaucratic or hierarchical, since we want to emphasize the efficiency of the production. So bureaucratic and hierarchy may be the best appropriate way for this stage. And major technologies applied are machines. We use machines to produce goods, to create values. And after this stage, we have post-industrial stage. That's current status. That's current service economy status. And the gain is among persons in natures. And predominant activity is services. Since we serve each other, we create value for each other. We co-create value for both of us. And for the use of human labor is artistic, creative, and intellectual in nature. We see it's more sophisticated than previous stages. So artistic, creative, and intellectual. And unit of social life is community. Since among persons, we need community for them to share and interact to create value together. And for the standard of living measures, we majorly measure quality of life in terms health, education, and recreations. So health, education, and recreation represent our levels of living quality, our standard of living. And for the major structure of this stage is interdependent. Since we work together under the structure of service, we work together to co-create value for both of us. So we need to interdependent each other. And in this stage, major technology used are information. And information is power. So information to make the service more efficient and more effective, and to create more value in terms of health, education, and recreation. And that's the situations about the economic evolution of current economic service economy stage. And we discuss stages of economic activity and the stages of economic development. And thank you for your watching and listening. Let's see you in next section.